we used to watch in action movie. Do you understand? When they will be fighting in a moving car and somebody will be trying to get out of the car, the other will be trying to pull him back. You know that thing? Just fictionalize it. Do you understand? That was what happened. It means there was a serious fight in the car between Wunmi and the banjo, and the driver was there. And the driver even tried to calm and dose the tension that please leave Oga now. Don't fight, don't fight. But no, Wunmi promised that Mohbad will see hell. Wunmi threatened Mohbad. And the last person Mohbad saw before he gave up the ghost was Wunmi and the banjo. And the last person that Mohbad fought before he joined his ancestors. No, he did not join the ancestors willingly. Before Wunmi Adebanjo sent him to join his ancestors forcefully was still Wunmi Adebanjo. Everything that happened to Mohbad had to do with Wunmi Adebanjo. Wunmi Adebanjo was in the room with Mohbad. Wunmi Adebanjo threatened Mohbad. Wunmi Adebanjo fought Mohbad. Everything was with Wunmi Adebanjo. Wunmi Adebanjo killed Mohbad. That is it now. And that's why Wunmi will not have rest. Wunmi, you don't know anything. Please continue to tap on your screen, please. Thank you.
The matter of fighting between Mohbad and his friend, which is Kpãiii.
Yes, Mohbad suffered a lot. Mohbad suffered in the hands of Wunmi Adebanjo. Mohbad suffered in the hands of Wunmi Adebanjo. Mohbad was kpãiii in cold blood by Wunmi Adebanjo, ọmọ Lájùmọ̀kẹ́, ọmọ Ìyábọ̀. Hear that? So the driver even confirmed that in that car, that the wife said, do you know that the first girlfriend finished the first career? They said the driver also said it in court. See, that statement is very weighty. Statement is very weighty. If you threaten somebody, and within few hours that person died, it is very simple. You have only made good of your threat. And then most importantly, the two of you stay in the same house. There is no excuse. There is no alibi. Wunmi did not leave that house. Wunmi was in that house every minute, every second till Mohbad took his last breath. And Wunmi was the one that threatened him. That remember, obìnrin ló pa Samson, obìnrin ló pa Abacha, obìnrin olóbayele force jẹ́. Wunmi said, èmi ni màá ba yí ẹ jẹ́. At the end of the day, àárí Mohbad mọ́. At the end of the day, ayé Mohbad ló wọnúlé, òkú Mohbad ni wọ́n gbé jáde. Ṣé ẹ̀kọ́ ti fojú mímọ́ hàn? I'm just asking. Sorry for those that do not understand that Yoruba. What I'm saying is that the person that threatened Mohbad was with him every time, second, till he gave up the ghost. The person that said, don't forget, it was the first girlfriend that finished him. I will be the one to also finish him. And within few hours, that person, the person being threatened, was pronounced dead. And you are still telling us, Sanwo-Olu, Lagos State Governor, Sanwo-Olu, Lagos State Governor, and you are still telling us, where we may call up Mohbad. Because I believe that's what you are telling us. We may call up Mohbad. Because if you want to tell the world that we may look Mohbad, you will not be there at that Eddie Award. And Wunmi was pocketing in your front. The killer of Mohbad was that, got that confidence, effrontery, to be pocketing in your front. The killer of Mohbad, and you are there sitting like a useless egot. And you are there, and your family, the one you that you said they put wanted arrest on Wunmi. Now, so those people that put wanted arrest on Wunmi, they did not know that Wunmi will be at Eddie's Award. Okay, Eddie's Award was in a Jupiter. It was in a Jupiter, right? Eddie's Award was not held in Nigeria. Eddie's Award was in Mars, was in another planet. So they did not see Wunmi pocketing in front of the audience in Eddie's Award to go and arrest him. Yoruba, anytime I think about you, okay, that people might be a ship shani. Because the shape below Shekakiri. Warrant of arrest. And Wunmi was pocketing on your father, Loju Sanwo-Olu, Loju Awon Olopa. One full escort. Warrant of arrest. They were lawyer. God can only punish you, Yoruba. God can only help us by punishing you very well. Please tap on your screen, please.
You should not continue on what you did here. You don't float on your own back. We think that the plan was stealing. And at the same time, you are still making money. I said the caution her. I said the message. Forget. You know how to handle it. That's what the driver said.
Do you hear that? Do you hear that? So the driver told Wunmi that, Wunmi, what you did was wrong. You are fighting your husband. You were strangulating him with the cloth. You tore his cloth. You broke his chain. Why didn't you exercise patience with this man? Do you understand? And this man did not even answer you, according to the driver, that, madam, please don't fight your husband again. And Wunmi reiterated his threat to the driver and said, are you talking about this one? Pointing to Mohbad. Are you talking about this one? This fool, this didiri, this one, I know how to handle him. That when I handle him, he will go and cry. That the way he was going in, he was going to cry because to Wunmi, Mohbad's tears is what makes her happy the most in life. She has seen Mohbad as a weakling. So Mohbad tears no longer matter to him, to her rather. Mohbad tears is not anything to her because she's used to causing Mohbad pains. So Mohbad was used to crying because of Wunmi. So Wunmi has told Mohbad to cry baby. Do you understand? Because she has continued to intimidate him. She has continued to make him feel lesser of a man. She has taken away Mohbad's self-esteem. She has taken away his self-esteem. She has made him low in Moray. And Mohbad was used to crying all the time. And Wunmi was proud of it. Even telling an outsider that you will know how to handle him. People say, lawyer, Pumaloma Sukuni. Wunmi si jade banjo. Ọmọ àlè eléribú pé ó lọ yẹn ó máa lọ máa sunkún ni kóbìnrin máa sọ fún ọkùnrin wípé ọkùnrin wọlé lọ sunkún. Can you imagine in Africa? We are not talking about Western world though. We are talking about Africa where men are seen to be the leaders of the homes. That was where Wunmi was saying confidently pé Mohbad máa lọ máa sunkún ni. Now imagine the kind of intimidation that Mohbad went through in the hands of Wunmi. Threatening him, he will end his career the way they end Lifo's career. At the end of the day, you did not only succeed to end his career, you succeeded in ending his life. If you have ended Mohbad's career, the gladiators and generals will definitely not be here. That's the truth. But because you ended his life, that was what drew the gladiators and the generals out. You ended his life. When there is life, there is hope. But Mohbad had no life, and he has gotten no hope again. And that's why Wunmi Adebanjo, Lekki Transformer, and all our supporters, including Yabo Ojo, they will all meet God in a very narrow path. Yorùbá máa sọ pé wọ́n á pàdé Ọlọ́run lẹ́sẹ̀ kò gbèjì. That's the English. That they will meet God in a narrow path. They will meet vengeance in a very narrow path.
That's what he said. That was said the drivers of the corona and the rest left. Simply because there is a damage on that car. They can't let that premises who was demanding from the woman to repair the car. And he said there, on the midnight on that day, I don't think AM in the midnight, he said a lot of people rushed out from the inside. The man said they need this man to go and buy drugs. He said for what? He said there's no fire inside his planning. So they have to take me back to car outside another 3 o'clock to go and buy drugs for that.
So suddenly the driver slept there overnight, and 3 o'clock they came out saying they needed to go and buy drugs. 3 o'clock, that was when that matter up. Now, when did it happen with that? That was definitely when Wunmi killed Mohbad. That was the time that matter happened. That was when the killing took place. That was the last time Mohbad was alive. That 3 o'clock that they came out, that they needed to go and buy drug, that was when that thing happened. There's nothing to contest it. That was when it happened. Around that time, Wunmi had already killed Mohbad, and they were now looking for things to use, maybe like cotton wood, maybe like spirit, to mop, to clean the site of injury, to clean the site of impact. 3 o'clock, that was when they decided within themselves, let us go and buy something, no? That was when I, in my opinion, believe that the Sam Larry was contacted. That was when I believe this message was sent to the king. That was when I believe the machineries have been alerted that something don't stop. Wunmi has killed Mohbad. We must defend her. I believe at that point was when the message was sent to the police officers in that vicinity, and then they were given updated information that this has happened. In case anybody calls, make sure you don't give them any relevance. In case something happens, don't go anywhere. This is what has happened. Go and, even if you go there, make sure you treat the killer as a victim. Treat the killer as a widow and not as a killer. Everything was solved. Everything took place at that time. Everything took place at that time. 3 o'clock was when they took Mohbad's life. 3 o'clock around that time was when the life left Mohbad's body. That was why they came to meet the driver that they needed to go and buy something. 3 o'clock on Monday morning. Please tap on your screen. Tap. Yeah, so thank you very much, Gladiator Fire. So the driver slept there overnight, and till about 11 o'clock, nobody came out of Mohbad's house. It was driver that knocked on the door, and the wife now came out, and the wife was now saying, I thought you had left. Mohbad, the driver said, no, I could not have left because my car had not been repaired. That's what the driver told her. And she now asked for how much. How much will it take to repair the car? The driver told her the amount, and she laughed at it. I thought the money was more than that. And instead of Wunmi to transfer the money from the account to the driver, from my own account to the driver, Wunmi called for POS, that is go and collect the money from the POS, because Wunmi was trying to hide any conversation with the driver. In fact, they wanted to erase the driver from that scene. They wanted to take away the driver. I even wanted to believe that at that 3 o'clock that they came out, they just wanted to check if the driver was around or not. And if the driver was not around, maybe that would have been the time they would have carried Mohbad's body out of that house and go and dump it somewhere. And the old people in that house would lie that Mohbad walked out in the middle of the night because he was very hungry. And I will tell you that the same way the police officers are claiming their hands are tied, that would have been the same way they would have told the world that we are trying our best to locate where Mohbad is. In fact, they would have declared Mohbad missing. And now they will now copulate, they will now support that claim with their previous narration that Mohbad was having mental disorder. So they would just say, okay, maybe he was having meltdown. That was why he walked out of the house. He must have gone somewhere. Only God knows where he is now. Mohbad would have been declared wanted. In fact, nobody would have known where Mohbad is today. Because the police in Lagos State would not have done anything to look for anybody. They would not have looked for any dead body. In fact, if they happen to see the dead body, they will claim they did not see anywhere. They will claim it is not Mohbad. They will still say they are looking for Mohbad. How can you do justice for a missing person? No, I'm just asking you. Let us reason it along that way. I've never seen anywhere where they are doing justice for a missing person. Missing person is always a missing person until it is found dead. That's when you begin to look at Kilopa. But when you say somebody is missing, they will just say, well, we have declared him missing and we are looking for him. They will continue to look for him until Ayé máa fi parẹ́. But it was because God wanted to put this set of people to shame. It was because God really wanted to expose them. That was what made the driver to stay there at 3 o'clock. They saw the driver. That was why they changed that narrative way. Let us say we wanted to go and buy something. I wanted to believe that was their initial game plan. To check if anybody was outside, and if nobody was outside, to go and dispose Mohbad's body and say Mohbad walk out of the house. And nobody will do a justice for a missing boy. They'll just go and tell the father, that ọmọ yín ti rìn lọ, mo bi tó ọmọ yín rìn lọ, mo bi tó lọ, mama wa náà ni o, wọ́n á dẹ̀ gbé mi sí kíní lé lórí. We are looking for 26-year-old kìnìkan ìlérí olúwa lọ́ba. That would have been their plan. But it was God that thwarted their plan. Wípé ó ti pẹ́ tẹ́ tí ń pààyàn, àṣírí gbọ́dọ̀ tú sẹ̀. Ó ti pẹ́ tẹ́ tí ń ṣe, eléyìí lè máa fi ṣàṣemọ́. That boy called Mohbad has prophesied into their lives. Had prophesied ahead of time. He was a prophet in his own making. He was a prophet in his own making, but they did not see him as such. They saw him as nobody. Wọ́n rí bí ọmọ aláìníran, bí ọmọ aláìní bàbá, bí ọmọ tí bàbá ẹ̀ ò lówó, ọmọ tí wọ́n lè padànù, ọmọ tí wọ́n lè fi ṣe kankan. Wọ́n ti gbé ìyá ìwò, wọ́n gbé ìyá fúyẹ́, wọ́n wo bàbá, wọ́n rí pé bàbá náà kò la pé dóò lágbájá, but wọ́n ti sideline bàbá, wọ́n ti sideline wọn jẹ́ kó rí nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀. That was why they did what they do. But what they had refused to do ni pé wọ́n gbé Ọlọ́run tó dá Mohbad wò. They did not estimate God that created Mohbad. Wọ́n ṣe assessment for Ọlọ́run to create Mohbad. If they had done the assessment for the God that created Mohbad, for the angels that were following and guiding that boy, they wouldn't have done it. I keep on saying it. If the palace had consulted the deities, if the palace had consulted the oracle, I'm talking about the real oracle. It is not the oracle that you give $10,000 so that will go and bring somebody that was living abroad to come and job out. I'm talking about the real oracle. The oracle would have told them, leave that boy alone, no. Leave that boy alone, no. Don't touch him, no. Don't lower see you. Don't lower see. The oracle would have told them. But they did not do that. They just look at the boy. We have been beating him around. Nobody talk anything. We have been molesting him. We have been intimidating him. We have been beating him. Nobody came forward to fight for him. So even if we kill him, do you think anybody could fight for him? No, nobody will fight for him too. That was why they went ahead and carried out their dastardly act. Because they thought he had nobody. He had nobody. They failed to recognize his God. They failed to consider his God. And it's his God that is now fighting for him. Just like Abel. When Cain wanted to kill Abel, don't forget, God was there. God was watching. God did not stop Cain from killing Abel. It was after, it was after Cain shed the blood of Abel that his blood cried unto the Lord and asked for vengeance. And that was when God now arose and took his pound of flesh from Cain. In fact, Mohbad's story can be likened to that of Abel. On Tuesday, 9 o'clock on Tuesday, driver said somebody called him and told him that person you took to the show yesterday night don't die, yo. The person you took to the show yesterday night don't die, yo. Go and report yourself at the station. 9 o'clock on Tuesday. When Mohbad was still alive, according to Wunmi, that Mohbad came down to play table tennis, according to Wunmi, that Mohbad even came down to, when Mohbad came to greet spending, according to, no, it's not spending. What's the name of this one in UK? Lifestyle. He said Mohbad was telling him that he was always carrying a bag like a student. That 9 o'clock, Lifestyle suddenly turned to somebody's having conversation with the ghost. So the ghost talked to like a Lifestyle that why are you carrying shuttle bag like a student? 9 o'clock, when they don't call the driver, say, Mohbad don't die, oh. Go report yourself, oh.
That was
Lifestyle said, that was when, what is it?
That the one Lifestyle claim was on Monday. The driver was on Tuesday.
Yeah, no. Okay, that one was said on Tuesday. Lifestyle said on Monday.
Monday, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. So the Lifestyle said the Mohbad came down on Monday and was saying you are doing like a shuttle, you are doing kidika. But meanwhile, the driver said by 9 o'clock on Tuesday that they called him that this boy is dead. Though. Go and report yourself. And according to them, according to those people, Mohbad was still alive. On that Tuesday, 9 o'clock, Mohbad was still alive, but they don't call the driver say Mohbad don't die.
But remember that the driver also said he ran down on Monday at 3 a.m.
Yes, I said it now.
So
at 3 a.m. They came down.
On Monday morning is a lie.
Of course, now. That's why I said Lifestyle has turned to ghost consultant. He has started conversing with the ghost. You understand? I said that matter solved around 2 to 3 a.m. on Monday. Some people said around 1 o'clock because they got to around 1 o'clock. So I believe immediately they got home, that was when they started fighting, and that was when Wunmi ended Mohbad's life. So the Lifestyle saying rubbish was just lying profusely. Do you understand? Mohbad was already dead. 3 a.m. on Monday. And that was why they came down, opened the driver and left. And perhaps they wanted to dispose of Mohbad's body. They would have thrown Mohbad's body into a lagoon. And they would have declared Mohbad missing. And nobody will do justice for a missing person. I've never seen it. They say justice for Kidika when you have not seen the dead body. How would you say you want to do justice? How would you say they have killed him when you have not seen the body? And in fact, they wouldn't have seen Mohbad's body at all. They wouldn't have seen the Mohbad body, but God wanted to disgrace them. That was why. So the driver was called, Mohbad is dead. They even said they called him back around 11 o'clock on the same Tuesday. I said you should go and report yourself to the police station that the boy you take don't die now. And people also confirm that on Tuesday, as early as possible, that they have started saying, rest in peace, Mohbad, rest in peace, Mohbad, rest in peace, Mohbad. Or say Mohbad na twins, Maybe this is the question that we need to ask Emperor Joseph Aloba. She na twins, they born Mohbad.
Mohbad Aloba and Mohbad public, Mohbad Aloba.
Okay, Mohbad public and Mohbad Aloba. Okay. Okay, which one is Yomi fighting for now? Is it the Aloba or the public?
Public.
All right, to you. Thank God. It is not the same Mohbad that we are fighting for, that Yomi is fighting for. So why are we now fighting now? Mohbad public is different from Mohbad Aloba. We are for justice for Mohbad Aloba, Aloba, and you are fighting for Mohbad public. It is not the same person now. So why is this thing now? It is well, oh. You know me. Please, let's keep tapping, please. The gladiators and general, help us to tap, please. Thank you. Did you hear that? Baba said that is why he's convinced that he needs phone forensic so that we can know what happened to Mohbad. What other ways are you expecting from this man? I'm just telling you. What other ways are you expecting from him? He stated it clearly that he wants phone forensic. He's not saying he wants phone search. You know what? The one that Yomi did was phone search. Baba said phone forensic. He's not talking about the phone and search. He's not talking about police officers to come and collect their phone and look at the messages. And police officers will not copy.
In general, there's something that is said for you. Maybe you did not hear.
What is it?
He said, the phone forensic that your mom was reading, we call it screenshot of text messages. That is
Screenshot of what?
Text messages. We are calling it screenshot of text messages. It's still part of phone forensic.
Yes.
They are saying it's part of phone forensic, even though we call it